probably could. It's just freaking complicated, right? So let's see. No. Mainly because these guys are, especially if you're there, they're there for the same reason, right? They're looking for fish. And they're likely to be moving way faster than you. They're kind of torpedo-shaped anyway. And so I'm stripping back the scales along the midline because they're really hard to cut through. You can tell they're kind of hold together like a big plate. Probably go a little deeper along here than necessary. Just remove them so we can see what we're doing. So now I've got an entry point right down the midline of the fish. I've taken the guts out, so that's less of an issue. I could then go here, and I need to draw a line from the pectoral fin because there are lots of bones that support it. There, around here, and up the top of the head, so it's sort of a sickle-shaped cut. I can go there, behind the head.
Is this a fabricating technique you can apply to most round fish?
Yeah, I mean, so like basically maximizing yield means you follow the bony structure of the fish. This is not new, right? You should have heard this before, right? You're going to follow the bone and not wander around in the lean muscle. So I'm taking the meat away from the bony structure, leaving as much attached as possible. So that sort of cleaves everything from the head. This is the midline of the fish. I'm going to cut down here to the spine and separate the loin in half. And that exposes the bloodline you can see here. And then I need to come in along the top. Come on now. Not as much difficulty. Should have done this earlier.
Chainsaw time?
No, you need to do the same thing I did on the side, along the top, to get through the heavier layers of scales, right?
The bigger the fish,
Dorsal
the
fin.
heavier the scale. So.
Right. So
Oh my
I've got.
gosh. And this is a baby.
This is big.
Okay.
The Japanese basically use samurai swords to do this stuff. They use 4-foot-long swords, blunt-ended with a chisel tip, and so they can stab in and initiate the cut. Right. So here. you can go like this. Dog it.
Would we expect the same kind of toughness from like a sturgeon? Is this kind of
No, sturgeon has no scales at all.
You said that yesterday.
Yeah.
The
Right.
plates.
Yeah.
The plates. So you
The
just-
plates shave off just like I'm doing here with the scales. Yeah,
Right.
like Chef was just about to say it.
Yeah,
Apologize.
you would take them off before you start.
Right.
Except if you're going to smoke it and you want to leave the skin on, I'll leave the side plates on. Just take the back plates off.
Yep. All right, now I can get through. Sorry, I'm making a mess of this. I apologize. All right, now I can actually get through the skin. Oh, you bastard. Sorry. Did it come out of my mouth? All right, there we go. So, first loin, almost free. So now, I need to make first cut and second cut meat, and the loin should begin to come out. So I've got a few smaller bones in here to cut through. right, so point number 1, hard work. Here, now that I have a better angle, come in from the quarter, and this way follow the bones accurately from above. If I destroy your knife, Richard, I promise I'll resharpen it.
Thanks.
So at this point, you're kind of using the same technique as yesterday.
Yeah. Peeling it back, following the contour of the bones. Typically you can, frequently you can just cut right through them, right? Peel off the surface. There's
Is
the
using
belly
that-
loin.
Using the slicing knife, is that easier because it's a tough
It's
skin?
longer, yeah, and I want a really long slicing motion just to get through all the tougher bits of skin. Plus that's what the Japanese chefs use. Bones. Correct line.
So this is backwards, you just come through the vein.
Exactly, the center line of the fish is the least valuable bit. I'm also sort of arching the fillet so that I can cut where I want to.
How are you doing that to like kind of prevent yourself from going too deep into the muscle? You're just following the bones.
Feel. And much of like good butchery, no matter what you're cutting, comes down to feel. And you have to sort of have a sense through the blade of what it is that you're cutting through. And the good knife has great feedback, gives you a good tactile sense of what's going on in the blade. And so it feels like this is about how you describe a lot of work.
Spine rounded.
No, it's only, so I'm cutting it off. So I'm going to go here, turn my knife, get flat on the bones. And yeah, I guess, from a quarter fillet perspective, it's not too different from what we did yesterday.
Those are a lot harder to cut.
Yeah, this is the skin primarily is the big hindrance. And there are some rather significant bones I'm having to cut through. And so, rib cage there. I'm cutting around, so cutting it off in loins is probably strictly not necessary with a fish this small, but it's generally how large fish are done. Now I'm just going to hack that over.
So what would you do with the fish that's small?
Oh, sorry. What would I do with a fish this small? I'd still cook it and eat it. So this, this particular kind of fish makes more appearances in Japanese restaurants than probably any other. It's very frequently served raw. Got a mess of a cutting board here. And sorry?
Get a pot of rice going.
Exactly. Infuse your vinegar. So I've got some rib bones here that I'm going to attempt to shave off the surface. Clean up the fillet. Did a better job of removing them on the previous